Yep, that's chapter 3 now. Rainer's assistant meets me at the reception area with an impassive look. She leads me through the building, toward its center. Everything is glass and steel, clean and bright. Employees steal curious glances at me. Am I a curiosity to them? It's hard to believe this used to be my whole world. Eventually, we come to a conference room where Rainer is finishing a meeting.
Evelyn?
Nice building.
Oh, thank you. I designed it myself.
You designed it yourself?
It's funny, I almost didn't notice that you were already back working for Skanda.
Oh, great. So what makes you notice us back?
You might have stayed undetected, but I was looking at some of our statistical outliers earlier this morning.
Statistical outlier. That's me.
Ideally, ELIZA proxies would all perform the same, or at least quite similar to each other. In practice, there are some pretty big differences.
Oh, is there?
Some people respond better to advice provided to them by people they perceive as having more authority.
Oh?
A deeper voice, a taller stature, a certain grace or beauty. Other proxies may be particularly empathetic. A face or a voice that makes you want to open up. There was one proxy whose sessions seemed particularly effective, so I decided to take a closer look. Evelyn Ishino Aubrey, contract proxy, Queen Anne office. That's a fun trick, to come back to your old company in secret. It's a rather dramatic drop in pay, isn't it? More than an order of magnitude.
I don't care about that.
But then why would you do it?
Why would you do it?
It's for research.
Research. So you're still interested in what you created. Let me get to the point. Why aren't you back here, working on the ELIZA program?
Why isn't any of the old team back?
Good question. Why?
Good question. Let's see. Damien Seabrook. There's no helping that. Shame, though, for such a brilliant career to be cut so short.
Damien Seabrook is the guy we read some sort of an obituary.
Soren Lloyd Rose, former program manager. Resigned just last week to found his own startup. Very cute. I'm not a psychoanalyst like he is, but I can tell his need to be a maverick, even as he benefits from the system, has been the primary destructive force in his life. He can be smart when he wants to, but just as often he gets the wrong ideas and refuses to let them go. His ego gets in the way.
Okay. We kind of can see that from the last chapter, can we?
That's why I don't mind him leaving to pursue his little dream of being an entrepreneur, changing the world. He won't succeed, but I'm happy to let him think he has independence for now. If his direct nerve stimulation technology ends up taking off, I can always pull the cord and yank him back.
Oh, that's why. Like they said, like that Skanda actually also a minor investor in the new startup.
Nora Plavnicki, senior engineer. She handled a lot of the front-end interface for ELIZA, which is important, but less what I'm after. Plus, I doubt she's ideologically compatible with us anymore.
Ideologically compatible. That's one thing you would consider when recruiting people.
You've spoken with her. You know how she is now.
Wait, how do you know we've spoken with Nora?
Seems to me she wants to rebel against everything and anything without stopping to consider whether it's truly good or bad. Not that it matters. I hope she's having fun playing with her electronic music toys. I know she would consider her work to be art, but, well, who am I to judge? And then there's you, Evelyn. You simply dropped away, gone for 3 years. Why?
People keep asking me that.
I needed some time to myself.
I needed some time to myself.
Burnout isn't uncommon in our line of work. And still, 3 years is...
It could be longer, could be forever.
It could be longer. It could be forever.
Well, that's a shame though, isn't it? All that lost productivity. Who knows where we'd be if you'd stayed this whole time?
But life isn't all just about productivity, isn't it? I mean, yes, it's great to be productive all the time, but there's more to being a human than just keep being productive.
You left before we began deploying, but you should know the analysts were very skeptical of us. They were saying there was nothing special about ELIZA, that our competitors already had equivalent or better offerings. It's a good thing I don't listen to analysts. So far, the program's growth has exceeded every one of our targets, and we've outpaced the competition by a comfortably wide margin. We're a category definer.
Oh, well, congratulations.
There's a quality to ELIZA that makes it superior to all the other attempts to do something similar.
Oh, yeah? What's that? I would like to
You
know.
were part of the original team. Why don't you tell me what that quality is?
Oh, you want us to tell you? I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Well, let me return to my earlier question then. Why aren't you here to continue your work? You could be running the entire ELIZA division if you wanted, but instead you came back undercover like a criminal returning to the scene of a crime. Is there
Okay.
something wrong with this company? You don't like us anymore? It's not me, is it?
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know.
You know what outstanding engineers have that mediocre ones don't? It's curiosity. Mediocre engineers tend to zero in on a single piece of the puzzle. They pursue technical breakthroughs, but ignore the larger picture. But you wanted to know how ELIZA turned out, how it was working, didn't you?
Did we?
Even though you might have thought you wanted to put all of this behind you, you were still curious. You want to know everything, not just how it works or if it works, but its effect on people, on society. You have that instinct, the need to understand something complex from as many angles as possible.
This guy, he really knows how to speak, you know.
So please, do that. Learn what you came back here to learn.
He's trying to recruit us into coming back into work for Skanda.
And once you have what you came for, consider returning to your old employer. You can make a real difference this time.
Oh. Consider
I'll
it?
consider it.
Good. One more thing. You should go down and see ELIZA for yourself. Sarah will show you the way.
Rainer hands me a blue badge with my name and picture on it. This is my old employee badge. He held onto it?
This will get you through the doors. I've instructed the staff to treat you like an employee. Come and go as you like. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how much your creation has grown.
Oh. Rainer leaves me in the conference room by myself. This company... Skanda... Oh. Wait, what? Oh, okay, it's about... Go. You okay? I think she just had a hangover. Hey, I'm really, really happy you came to the show. I'm glad I went. Well, yeah, you know, you make her happy. I know it's not like your usual scene, so I am extra happy about it. It was weird that Soren wanted to go too. Maybe I was thinking he could impress you somehow. It was so funny seeing him there. Seemed to be enjoying himself though. I don't know why he wants me to join his startup so badly. Or do you think he's just being a creep? Well, you're a good programmer. He might actually want your technical contribution. Let's think positive. See why I'm glad I left that behind. I don't even want to think about that kind of thing anymore. I really love to make machines do things, but not in that style of environment. I'm sure he is asking you too, no? He is talking to everybody. Yeah, he is. Rainer also found me. That was fast. Did he want you back at Skanda? Yeah. Yep. I figured. This is maybe an odd question, but Why don't you go into a business for yourself as a contractor? You could even start your own company. Actually, it seems like she could. But of course, I'm not really a business person. You could just be someone who does some consulting. I do that sometimes and it's pretty good. I like the flexibility. Come into some place, solve a specific problem, leave. Anyways, just thought. I'll think about it. Girl, if I were you, I would take this. You come over soon, right? Yeah. Excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Finally, Rainer's assistant returns and escorts me from the conference room. We enter an elevator and it begins going down extremely fast. It feels like we're falling into the depths of the earth. I'm not sure if I should be panicking or not. Nobody around us looks worried though, so this must be normal. The elevator opens onto a nondescript hallway with doors to either side. Looks like the secret research facility in the movie. At the very end of the corridor, we come to a special-looking entryway. Sarah holds a door open for me, but doesn't follow me through. A server farm? Not particularly unusual. Why did Rainer send me here? He made it sound like I would learn something.
ELIZA. Not the name I would have given you, if it were up to me.
It was a marketing decision.
Erlen?
They thought there might be some recognition or resonance with the old version.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, I should have introduced myself. Sorry about that. I'm Erland, currently the chief engineer here, but that's probably going to be temporary.
Chief engineer? He looks like a baby. He's kind of cute though. He must be fresh out of university. Oh wow, that's a baby.
I know who you are, of course. It's an honor to finally meet you, miss. As someone who works with this program every day, I've often felt close to the minds who originally designed it. So to be able to talk to you now, just as another person, it's an honor.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I already said that. I'm maybe a little overwhelmed.
It's nice you feel that way. Honestly, I don't know if ELIZA reflects me at all anymore. I mean, look at all this. There's been a ton of development since I left. I doubt I would even recognize it as something I once worked on.
I'm not so sure about that. Most of the work we've done has been in the form of layers on top of the original system. The core modules are more or less the same as they've always been. Rainer reminded me that you're still subject to our non-disclosure agreements, so let me share a little secret.
Oh, okay.
None of us really has a great understanding of what's going on in there.
Oh.
I'm the third chief engineer ELIZA's had in the 3 years since you left.
Oh wow, really? Such a turnover?
That's quite a lot of turnover.
Yeah, even for this industry. The way Rainer works is, he gives you 2 chances to do what you tell him you're going to do. After that...
He gives you 2 chances to do what you tell him you're going to do. Ah, alright, so if you fail, that's it. Boom. Bye.
There is no third chance. I know.
We get these people in who say understanding ELIZA will be easy because they're familiar with the type of program it is. And ELIZA defeats them in the end.
Oh wow, so it sounds like it's kind of like a complex system? It's not the type of program they think it is.
It's not the type of program they think it is.
Yeah. On that note, I do have some questions I'd like to ask you, if you have the time.
Sure, I guess.
I'm not sure I'll be able to help.
Well, your deciding to work as a proxy has turned out to be an interesting test case.
Oh, really?
As I'm sure you know, different proxies lead to slightly different client outcomes, even when we control for other variables. We're studying these specific traits that lead to the best results. Vocal qualities, proxy attitude and affect, responsiveness to the client, that sort of thing. One thing that's strange is that when you specifically serve as the proxy, clients report higher levels of satisfaction, pretty much across the board.
Now that's interesting.
Really? The ratings I get don't seem that abnormal to me.
Yeah, that's because we normalize them per proxy, so nobody feels too bad. Just a little user experience trick.
Oh, I see.
Comparatively, though, you're basically the best proxy we've ever had.
Oh, wow. We perform well, very
Any reason
well.
why that might be the case?
It's possible Eliza and I think along similar lines? I don't know. I have no idea, actually.
No idea.
I wonder if it's because Eliza has a certain affinity with you. At some level, perhaps unconsciously, your design for Eliza's reasoning was based on your own internal way of reasoning.
Gosh, so that means like there's a bias there, isn't it? Bias from the designer.
We all put something of ourselves into what we make. No matter how neutral we try to be, it sneaks in.
Guy says very, very great thing in here.
That could account for your unusual compatibility with each other.
Maybe. I certainly wasn't thinking of that when I designed it. I don't know if I like knowing this.
I'm certainly not blaming you for anything.
Uh-huh.
It's just that true universality is one of our future development goals. It might be a problem if Eliza tends to like certain people more than others.
Ah,
Our aim is to provide quality care for everyone, regardless of any differentiating factors.
it's a good goal.
It's a good goal. I hope you can achieve it.
I think we can. Hopefully it's just a matter of uncovering the system's biases and correcting them.
Uh-huh.
We'll keep tuning things as we go, and eventually we'll have something universal, maybe with some dynamic layers on top. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
There are more questions I want to ask about the initial research you were doing at the time Eliza was first created, but I'll save them for later. And I'd like to ask some questions about Damien too.
Okay.
If you're okay with that. I'll understand if that's a sensitive topic.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay, great. I need to run to a meeting now with the team in Romania, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh wow, Kit is leading a team in Romania. That's awesome.
The team in Romania.
Yeah, they handle most of the progression and reward system.
Isn't there a big time difference from here?
There is. Sometimes they stay up late to meet with us, and sometimes we get up early to meet with them. There are teams in Munich and Hyderabad too. As you can imagine, coordinating development is a challenge sometimes.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. I'll need it. I'll contact you later with additional questions, but no rush or anything.
All right.
Thank you, Evelyn. If you don't mind me calling you by your first name.
Yeah, he's cute. So yeah, I don't mind. I don't think I would mind. Yes, it's fine.
Yes, it's fine.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. I'll be in touch.
Asking permission to call me by my first name. It's like he comes from another era. Oh, that's so sweet. I think I've spent enough time here. Wow, this is getting more intense. I mean, like, interesting. Skanda hasn't changed much since I left. It's even bigger now than it was, but the feeling is the same. Could I come back to this? Because if I were you, I'll just do what Nora said, like consulting or something like that. Ray comes over immediately when she sees me get back to the counseling office.
Hey, you're not in trouble or anything, are you?
No, why would I?
I just saw you being whisked away in a Skanda car toward headquarters.
Ah,
They didn't give me any details, which is kind of unusual.
because it's an NDA thing. Ray's too perceptive for me to continue avoiding this conversation. Time to come clean.
Yeah, about that. So I have something to tell you. I used to work here. I mean, at Skanda, as an engineer.
Okay.
I used to work on ELIZA. I'm sorry for not saying it earlier, but
I didn't want special treatment. I'm here for research purposes.
I didn't want special treatment.
Oh, so that's why...
Why what?
I suspected something was going on with you, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was.
Uh-huh.
I thought I might have seen a name like yours in our internal documentation at one point, but I didn't want to pry.
Okay.
If you've fallen on hard times, I understand. There's no shame in it. Everyone has to make ends meet now and then. We get plenty of people who come to ELIZA proxy work because they're trying to get back on their feet after some kind of trouble.
It's fine, I'm just doing some research.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just doing some research.
Because that's what she's telling Soren anyhow, right?
I understand. Your secret's safe with me.
Okay.
Should it be a secret?
Shouldn't it be? The other proxies here might think you had an ulterior motive for being here. Spying on them or something.
Ah.
That's definitely not why I'm here. Also, I left Skanda quite a while ago.
I know that, but they might still get the idea.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Trust me, it's better not to give the other proxies here any reason to be suspicious.
Yeah?
I'm sure your real reasons are good ones, whatever they might be. If there's anything I can do to help, you'll let me know, won't you?
Oh, that's very nice of you, Ray. Thank you.
Yeah, I will.
I mean, I get it. I know someone who's an engineer for a food delivery app, and he drives for it sometimes too. You want to see through the eyes of your users, don't you? It's amazing what you can catch by doing that.
It's something like that. But, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to work on the ELIZA program again.
Wait, no? But that's your career.
Is it? It was?
It was. I'm not even sure if I have a career anymore.
Oh, hang on, I just thought of something. That means you worked with Raynor, right?
Yeah?
A little bit. For most of the time I was at Skanda, he wasn't anyone I spoke to, though.
Uh-huh.
Too high up the chain, doing his executive stuff. He got more involved when we were starting to commercialize the technology, but I left not long after that. So, we only overlapped for a short time.
But that's so cool, though.
Yeah? Why?
I can't believe you actually worked with Raynor Sai.
Well, yeah, I
Oh,
did.
okay. Is she fangirling Raynor? If Ray
I'm not sure it's that impressive.
lowers her gaze at me.
I've worked for this company for 3 years. Do you think he knows my name?
Oh no, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Do you think he's aware I exist?
Do you think?
I worked on the very first ELIZA deployment and managed 3 counseling centers today, and I'll bet you anything he has no idea who I am.
Maybe he does. You never know.
Evelyn, most people who work for big companies don't interact with the people at the top, ever. Allow yourself some pride.
I'll try.
I'll try.
Seriously, I think that's amazing. At least I'll always think you're cool.
Oh, thank you, Ray. That's so nice of you to say that.
By the way, what are you up to tonight? Want to come over and help me bake cookies?
Again? Not again, but yeah, but you're gonna bake again? Oh, sure.
Oh, sure.
Awesome. We'll have a little baking party.
Yay.
Now I can't wait to get in the kitchen tonight. Ah, there's nothing like the smell of fresh baked treats.
Oh, this is getting interesting. Like, you're starting to get alive, kind of. I was worried Ray would be mad at me for keeping a secret, but she wasn't at all. If anything, she warmed up to me quite a bit. I don't really understand why, though. It's hard to imagine there's anything cool about what I used to do. Oh, Ellen. Evelyn, it was wonderful to meet you and thank you for allowing me to contact you to ask additional questions. I'm not sure I said this in person, but I have to admit to being something of a fan of yours ever since I read your papers when I was in school. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with you like this. So I know ELIZA was named after this old computer program that pretended to be a therapist, but you mentioned it wasn't called that initially. I'd like to know, what did you call ELIZA when you were working on it? Did it have a name? In the very early days, it wasn't a sad thing. Each of us had a different sort of name we use. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Like, with the interaction with like different characters, we're starting to understand the origins of this ELIZA. Soren called it the digital therapy project, and we often refer to things by their components: the language processing unit, the emotional reasoning engine, and so on. Now that I think about it, I did have my own name. I call it the listener, because that's what it was meant to do. Listen to people. The listener. That's interesting. Thank you. I expected you to ask more technical questions. The technical stuff isn't enough on its own. I think that's the mistake my predecessors made. It's details like this that really help me wrap my brain around the system. If I understand the programmer, then I understand the program. Does that make sense? Yeah. I mean, Kid is coming from a different angle. I like this. Yeah, I get it, of course. Chief engineer for ELIZA, huh? Wonder how long he'll last. Not that it's any of my business now. Time for our session. Oh, hello.
Hello, Mark.
Yeah, hello.
How are you today?
How are you today?
Let's just get this over with.
Oh, getting down to business.
Okay. What brings you here today?
Human resources. The HR department brings me here today.
Oh,
Why do you say the HR department brings you here today?
some sort of referral?
Because they're making me do this. Because apparently I have anger management issues.
Ah,
I sense that you're upset about this. Please tell me more.
I'm like, yeah, it's starting to like understand, getting the hang of it, like in terms of building a rapport. It's not just like robotic things.
Well, I'll tell you more. This is ridiculous. I was here before any of them. I was here since the beginning, okay?
Who?
I mean, look at my badge. Skanda employee number 617. That's a 3-digit number. I've been here for more than 25 years.
Oh,
Yeah, that was back when what you communicated was more important than your specific communication style. Before hurting a kid's feelings became a bigger no-no than running a viable business. Back then, we had a single office building. Just one.
so he's a senior, like an older Scanda employee.
At that size, you fail a product launch, there's no more company. We all had to put in 150, 200, 300% to keep our shit together. We were in the trenches, man. Bullets whizzing by overhead, artillery exploding everywhere, no fucking air support. Did it suck? Yeah, it did. But you know what? We shipped some great fucking products.
Yay.
We built this company into what it is today. And invented technology the whole world uses now. Governments, multinationals, everyone. But now we're big and slow, complacent, resting on our laurels while our competitors run circles around us.
That sounds like a typical big company's problems, isn't it? Like when you become big, you become slow and complacent.
If our new hires don't understand the urgency of that, I need to make them understand, okay? We're history unless we get that drive back.
Why do you need to make them understand?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but young people are really pissy and entitled these days. We recruit from top 20 computer science programs. These kids have been wined and dined all through their higher education.
Wine and dine all throughout their higher education.
Every one of our competitors wants to hire them, so they get used to that. Now they all want to know what Skanda can do for them, not the other way around. Why would we want these conceited, over-celebrated whelps on our team? I'll never understand the logic there. Now, Mark, you have to be nice to the new hires or they won't like it here. Okay, so what, I'm just supposed to pretend everyone's work is great, even if it's a pile of stinking garbage? I'm sorry, but if I see shit, I'm gonna say that is shit. Tiptoeing around everyone's feelings all the time. That's how you end up with shitty products. That's how this company winds up dead, okay? We're fighting for our lives every day here. We can't take anything for granted. Someone needs to tell them that this isn't summer camp. This isn't fucking Coachella.
Okay.
Either you do the work and provide something of value to this company, or you get the hell out of here. Those are my rules.
Okay, well.
Here's a question, Mark.
If you were able to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose? Not sure if this question is relevant, but okay.
If you were able to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
I would choose to not waste my time here and get back to work.
Okay, how would you respond to that?
Believe it or not, I have important things to do. You know, things that dramatically affect this company's bottom line. Instead, I'm stuck here talking to this dipshit chatbot. Honestly, I don't even know why this division exists. I mean, what's the end game here? This company has lost its mind, you know that? We used to be unstoppable, man. We used to build real software. Ironclad software. Swift mail. All your corporate communications, put it all in there. It's fast, it's robust, it works. Boom. Info vault. Index and search all your records. Any information
Google?
you want. Easy. Done. But this fucking psychotherapy app thing. What's the fucking point? What does it actually do for anybody? I've heard through the grapevine that results are inconclusive so far. You know what they call a remedy that maybe doesn't work? Snake oil.
Interesting.
Believe me, if I was the group program manager here, I would have killed it years ago. Pointless. I mean, I have no fucking idea why it survived.
But this is also interesting, you know, to hear it from a Skanda employee.
Well, yeah, maybe I do. I heard a rumor that Raynor liked this chick on the team. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the level of decision-making we've sunk to here.
Huh.
But Mark, we're so successful. We dominate the market. Yeah, we do. And that's exactly why we should be worried. Just when you think you've won and you start to relax, that's when the wolves come and tear you limb from limb.
The skeptic, I guess.
You can make me take these fucking anger management classes, but that's not going to save this company. Costs are up, revenue is flat. Our cloud business is losing competitiveness. We're being outwitted, outplayed, on every level, man. And we're just letting them do it to us. We're too busy wasting time on shit like how I wasn't nice enough to the new hires.
Okay, so basically he's saying that there are more important, urgent issues than this.
Why do you think the new hires felt this way about you?
What? Why do they feel that way? Look, they get heated. That's the way it is. You think the Allies had time to make sure every soldier's feelings weren't hurt before they stormed the beaches at Normandy?
Yeah.
And shit, don't tell me that this is not a war, because that's exactly what this is.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a different level of expectations.
My responsibility is to make sure we get great products out the door, on spec, on time. And I happen to be very good at that. But if you want to start interfering with my ability to do my job, then we're going to have a problem, okay?
What do you think would make things better for you?
I mean, you know what? Nothing.
Eh?
I'm probably gonna hang it up pretty soon anyway. Go ahead, record that with all your cameras and shit. I don't care anymore. Wouldn't be surprised if Raynor's watching me right now. Raynor, you son of a bitch. You owe me a lot. Me, guys like me, we built this company while you sat up there in your star chamber, drinking tea and lording it over us.
Oh, wow, that sounds like a very strong resentment.
Yeah, don't think I don't remember that blank look you gave me at the holiday party. Like, who is this guy? Does he even matter? What does he do? Too busy appreciating ancient pottery to remember one of your oldest and most loyal battalion commanders? One of the humble, everyday guys who made you a fucking billionaire. What a waste of time. So, are we gonna wrap this up?
Oh no, again? I'm going to suggest you try a program called Lakeside Fishing. I don't think like this I like the challenge part, but the intervention part sometimes can be a bit ugh.
Mark, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Lakeside Fishing. It may help you take your mind off things.
What are you kidding? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not gonna do that. I gotta get back to work.
And of course, it's not responding to that as well.
You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Someone around here at some point needs to do some fucking work.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening. We hope to see you back soon, Mark.
You really think this piece of shit's gonna be the next big thing, huh?
Okay, the robotic stuff.
Thank you for speaking with ELIZA, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Oh, I like it. Goodbye. Like it's very enunciated. Goodbye.
Yeah, okay, goodbye. Fuck me.
Oh boy. No rating given, no tip given. Scan the old card. Attitudes might be changing now, but the history is there. Sometimes the past is hard to escape. Time for my next client already. Yeah, this is getting interesting. Like you get to know the more people you interact with, the more you know, the more you understand ELIZA. Oh, hello. The name sounds Indonesian. Gunawan.
Hello, Harmon. You found the place okay?
Yeah, no trouble at all.
It's been nice since the fog cleared this morning, hasn't it?
I like how ELIZA tried to build rapport by talking the most neutral topic in the world, weather.
Sure. We can dispense with the chit-chat. I'm ready to begin.
Sure.
Okay. What brings you here today?
First, let me note that I'm a graduate student at the University of Washington.
Yeah.
I'm a PhD candidate in literature, English literature. The crux of the matter I've come here to discuss is that I've been having something of a difficult time with one of the other students currently in the program.
Of course, the language you use sounds very fancy, isn't it? The crux of the matter.
Before I get to the specifics, let me just first establish something that might be relevant. One thing I know about myself is that I've always had a certain fear of being left out.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's a very general feeling and one that's difficult to ascribe to any specific cause in my childhood or my parents, etc. Whatever the case, it might be beneficial to the remedial process to figure out where this feeling originated from.
Oh, you mean you wanna explore some sort of past-related thing?
Perhaps you might explore that in this or a future counseling session.
Sure. I'm prepared to listen to any topic you'd like to discuss.
It's not even that I've been left out, exactly. If I try to think back in my life, I know that I've been afforded a certain share of privilege. But I'm still afflicted with this bothersome notion that I've missed out on friendships, relationships, other opportunities.
Okay.
This is all just a bit of a background to help you understand my current situation with regard to another student in my program.
Well, thank you for providing that background.
I hope you're following all this. I realize now I have no idea how much intelligence you actually possess as a computerized system.
I'm following you. Please continue.
Perfect. So, her name is Sylvia, and her writing is incredible. Everything she writes, it's brilliant. She's perceptive, insightful, mordantly funny.
Uh-huh.
Just some of the best writing I've read from anyone at all.
Are we okay?
She's a grad student, like me, in the same program. Though we have different advisors, so it's not so simple to find the pretext to start a casual conversation. She's also quite attractive on a physical level, so that adds another dimension of complexity to the proceedings. Then there's her friend group, which is very well established. She's with them every day, smiling, laughing, so that further complicates things, since I'm not sure how to approach the group and steer things so that I can engage in a direct conversation with her. I wish I had the bull-headed confidence it would take to simply approach her, but you see, I don't. Listen to me talk. I feel like a schoolboy with my heart aflutter. I didn't think this kind of thing lasted into one's adulthood, but I suppose I know now that it does.
Actually, despite everything he says, it sounds like he wants to approach this girl, and he's nervous about this.
It sounds like you might be anxious about this.
Is it a matter of anxiety? I don't know what I can do, other than muster up the courage somehow. I just need to tell her very simply that I admire her. She's such a good writer. Well, I don't expect you to understand it, of course, but, well, she is. She really is.
Okay, well, I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
Okay, Harmon, I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
Ideally, we'd start talking, have a wonderful conversation, spend more and more time together, support each other's work, fall in love, have a lot of sex, spend the rest of our lives in the warmth of each other's genius.
Well, sounds like you want to get hooked up with her.
I realize that may be something of a fanciful notion at this stage. Really, the most I can hope for is to be able to meet her in an open social setting, a party or something.
Okay, so basically he just wants to talk with this girl and he's nervous at this point.
You'll likely ask me why I simply couldn't create such a situation, contrive one. But that seems a little too aggressive for me, and also, I'm also concerned about what she might think of me as a person. She might immediately categorize me as a friend, and while I'm sufficiently with the times to know I would have to accept that, I can't say that I wouldn't be disappointed with such an outcome. Is the risk of rejection enough to stop me from giving it a try? This is what confounds me at the present time.
Why do you believe you are worried about being categorized as a friend?
Yeah. Ask that question.
Well, because it's not what I want. Because it feeds into this image I have of myself as something of an undesirable fellow. I've always been a bit of a non-entity as far as sexual magnetism goes.
Oh, is that what it is about?
I'm not saying I deserve or even want to be some kind of Casanova, but most people would like to feel at least somewhat attractive, right? That they can be desired, that they're worth desiring. Well, I very much doubt you would take any of this to heart. You are a computer program after all. There's no way your makers would allow you to come to that kind of knowledge, would they? If they did, society might be threatened.
Oh, jump straight away to the recommendations already? Oh boy.
Okay, Harmon, I have some recommendations for you.
A set of relaxation and centering exercise. I can see why. I mean, like, yeah, relax, breath work, Okay.
First, I'm going to suggest a set of relaxation and centering exercises for you to do.
I mean, it's a part of it, so let's see what other recommendations Eliza gave.
You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app.
Yeah, of course, it's gonna be in the app.
They may be able to help with your nervousness.
Again, another drug? Why? Why would you need a drug for this? Why would you need a medication for his nervousness?
Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about
I'm not undermining anything. It's just that what's the basis of prescribing medication?
Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Yeah, I believe I've heard of that. A beta blocker, is it not? Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, maybe I could take a couple before I try approaching Sylvia.
Like, so you take medication so that it will make you feel less nervous? Is that what the medication is about?
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Sure. I have to go. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
That was quick. 2 client vetting. 5. I wasn't sure of the exact reason, but I decided to accept Ray's invitation to help bake cookies. She gave me directions to a house in Wallingford. At first, I was astonished by its size. Then I remembered her saying something about living communally with several roommates. That sounds like it could be nice, assuming everyone got along okay. As I enter the house, I can hear Ray speaking with someone.
No, I don't have them. Yes, I'm sure. No, when you moved out, you took all those with you. I haven't seen them here. No, I'm not gonna look right now. I have a guest. No, it's a friend from work. Why do you care about that? I can't have a friend from work over? Give me a break. I just told you I don't have any of that stuff anymore. No, you must have... You must have lost it on your own. Stop it. Stop that. Okay, fine. Bye.
Oh.
Evelyn, sorry about that.
Hey, Ray, are you okay?
It's okay. Who was that, if I can ask?
Oh, just my brother.
Your brother,
He
okay.
used to live here, but he was causing a lot of problems, coming home really late and making noise, not doing his share of the chores, and so on. We voted him out last month. Even me. Even though 6 months ago I was begging everyone to let him stay here, promising he'd be good. Oh well.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm just disappointed with him. Again. I really thought this last time that he'd actually pulled his act together. But he didn't. I wish I could do more for him.
What more can you do?
What more can you do?
I feel bad about it. Some of what he's dealing with is his own fault, sure, but not all of it. He's just not built in a way that's suited for this world.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there were better ways we could care for people like him. Instead, he just gets thrown out of every place he lives.
Okay.
His relationship with our parents is really bad, too. They aren't willing to try to understand him, so it all ends up going through me.
Oh, wow, that's tough on you, Ray.
That must be difficult.
It's all right, really. I handle it like anyone else. We all have our own problems. Anyway, we don't have to talk about my brother. Thank you so much for coming over.
Well,
I wanted to say it's been really nice working with you.
It's been?
it's been.
Did something happen?
Well, no, but you aren't going to be a proxy forever, are you? I guess I assumed you'd be going back to your job at headquarters at some point.
Why do you assume that?
I haven't decided what to do yet.
Oh? So you're going to stay a proxy?
For the time
For the
being.
time being,
at
at least.
That's cool, but why? I'm curious. I mean, if a high-level job at headquarters was a possibility for me, I'd do whatever it took to get it. No matter what that job was, it couldn't be more stressful than running 3 counseling centers at the same time.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not sure. I think something about it is good for me right now. As a proxy, I just sit and listen to someone and I don't have to say anything back. I just witness someone's sadness or fear or anger or anything. And I can feel how they feel, sympathize with it. It's a calm feeling, even when the client is worked up. I don't know, maybe it gives me perspective.
That's a good way of putting it.
I'm starting to wonder if I ever really spoke with anyone before. Like, anyone at all in my life? Were we all just talking past each other? Sorry, this is making no sense.
No, I get that. But you could also help even more people by working on ELIZA itself, right? Not to mention make way more money.
Yeah.
Anyone can be a proxy, but you're important. And kind of maybe like a genius.
Oh, that's too...
After you told me you used to work for Skanda, I searched online and found some of your papers.
Oh, you did that?
They're Well, it's not like I can understand them, but they sure look super impressive to someone like me.
Thanks.
Please don't say that.
Oh, come on. Stop self-deprecating all the time. Look, I know this stuff seems like not a big deal to you. I get it, I really do. It's easy to undersell your own skills. I've done that my whole life. So take it from me, you don't have to downplay yourself. Take some credit for the amazing work you did, seriously.
Thanks. Oh, a message from Rainer. I guess I should respond.
Sorry, Ray. Mind if I reply to this for a second?
Oh, go right ahead. I have stuff to set up in the kitchen anyway.
Okay. What did you think of the data center? Why bother asking how did you find out about the number? Come on. Like, he has access to the data, right? Yes, Eliza, as it is now. I don't know what you expected me to see. It's big now, that's for sure. I remember when it used to run on my laptop. What you saw was just one of the server clusters we have dedicated to it. There are 2 more currently operating and another dozen in a various stage of development. In total, it processes more information on a daily basis than anything else we do. I had no idea you'd be using it like this. If I did, I would have worried more about optimization. Yeah. That wouldn't have been necessary. Most of the ELIZA servers aren't running the therapy application. Okay. What do you mean? Consider the following. ELIZA processes human speech from thousands, soon millions of people. All of that is going into its corpus. Much of it is information about the life situations and emotional states, taking the form of stories people tell themselves and each other. Yeah, okay. So corpus is basically like kind of like a dictionary, like it's a pool of data, especially in terms of the language processing basically. So where does this lead? At some point after robust language processing and emotional reasoning, you begin to get something akin to general intelligence. Human style intelligence? Yes, I would call human model artificial intelligence. And the next step is to take the base provided by ELIZA and finally build the one thing that's eluded the field of AI for so long, a general intelligence. A system capable not only of understanding commands and carrying out tasks, but reasoning about its world, learning and adapting. A thinking machine on par with human beings, and of course, eventually exceeding them. Are you saying human style intelligence can come from human beings? People tend to be unreliable and expensive, as I'm sure you know. The human brain is to thinking as the pack animal was to transport, slow and weak, but for centuries our only choice. Now we're finally developing the equivalent of powered vehicles for thinking on a mass scale. At this point, it's only a matter of time. We're on the cusp of a fundamental shift. The important players here are quietly lining up their bets, positioning themselves to be at the center of this revolution. Luckily, Skanda has an advantage the others don't, and it's thanks to you. Because of ELIZA's original purpose as a tool of therapy, its core is built around emotionally driven reasoning. My belief is that emotional reasoning is the key ingredient others in this field have overlooked. Wow. This is too much. I'm not sure what you're thinking of is possible. This is all a bit aspirational. It's ambitious, certainly, but we can't afford to progress in small increments. Not with the world like this, not with the competitors we have. Yes, this guy, what is in his mind is all about competitors, like going before competitors. How will you know when you have it? That's an excellent question, of course. This may sound odd to you, but I'll know I've successfully created a general artificial intelligence when I see it write a poem. Dude, we've done it with generative AI, ChatGPT, come on. A poem. Yes, it will have to be a good one, of course. Okay, I'm going to bed. Good night, Evelyn. Oh my gosh. Dude, we just... okay. This is fiction. This is work of fiction, but still, it kind of rang true somehow. I don't know how much truth is there, but there is. But it's still... Oh boy. I don't know why I'm so worked up like this, but I don't think I want to work on that. Ray returns from the kitchen, her hands caked with flour.
Sorry for abandoning our conversation like that. I just got something I really thought I should answer. It was kind of about what we were discussing earlier. There's someone at Skanda who really wants me to come back to my old job.
Who? It wasn't Rainer, was it?
Well,
No big deal. Just the CEO of Skanda texting you on your personal phone.
Okay, I hope Ray's not jealous. Don't be, please. You're a nice person, I hope.
Evelyn, you try to tell me you're not a big deal, and then Rainer Sai texts you personally at like 9 in the evening.
only because he wants something from me.
Still though, that's amazing. What did he say? I mean, you don't have to tell me if you can't. I know how Skanda is about secrets, so I would understand.
He was saying, among other things, he said you could use general artificial intelligence to write poetry.
Well, it does that now already. Generative AI.
Is that the kind of stuff he likes to talk about?
Yes, definitely this girl, she is fangirling Rainer.
I don't know. I haven't had many extended conversations with him. It seemed kind of ridiculous to me.
I don't know if it's totally ridiculous. Poetry, well, most poetry that isn't free verse has certain patterns, right? It has form and meter and other elements depending on the type. A lot of people think poetry can be whatever, but it doesn't quite work that way. So it's not really that far-fetched to think you could use some kind of software to approach it, or understand it, or maybe even create it. It doesn't strike me as antithetical to the spirit of poetry.
I didn't know you had such developed thoughts about this. Did you study poetry?
Not specifically. I used to dabble in a few different kinds of arts and ended up learning a few things here and there.
A Renaissance doll?
I've always had a wide range of interests. Of course, that meant I never concentrated on one specific area in school, which didn't do a lot of good for my career prospects, obviously.
Well, the system is very much geared to specialists, right? That's why, but there are more and more people who have different range of interests, and that is actually could be a good thing as well.
If I were smarter, I probably would have studied something more technical.
I want to tell Ray that that kind of choice has very little to do with being smart, but I have the feeling she wouldn't believe me.
Have you ever been to a college recruiting fair for engineering and computer science grads? You must have, right? I helped run the Skanda booth for one once, and it blew my mind. They took over the atrium of the building it was in. There were demo stations, free food, Skanda t-shirts and swag. If a candidate seemed interested, they'd talk about flying them out to whatever Skanda office they wanted to visit, just to see it. And all the other tech companies and a bunch of startups I'd never heard of had booths just like it, too. I couldn't even imagine being that wanted as a potential employee. Every job I've ever applied for, I've been one among hundreds or thousands. So yeah, my parents were probably right. I should have done computer science.
I don't know, to be honest, like, it's more of a, I feel like it's more of a treating, it's not per se because you want them specifically, it's just more like showing you how cool the company is, right? Like, see the benefits, see the treatment, how good it is.
At least now you know Rainer likes poetry. Maybe you could have a conversation with him about it sometime. Then he'd learn who you are.
Oh, yeah, why not?
I doubt we'd have much to talk about. There's a pretty big difference between someone like him studying poetry and someone like me having opinions about it.
Why is there a big difference? You both are humans.
Sometimes it's better not to cross that line, you know? He's part of a different world.
Ray pauses to regard me for a moment.
Say, Evelyn, are you in a relationship? I'm just curious.
That's a sudden.
Me? No. I wasn't doing so well for the past few years. And before that, I just never had the time. It was just research and science and work, and then I woke up one day and I was in my 30s. Even if I wanted to date, I wouldn't know the first thing about how it's supposed to work. I wouldn't even know how to tell if someone were interested in me.
Yeah, that's perfectly understandable. I'm kind of over relationships myself, like on a conceptual level. Not even in a sad way, like really okay. If someone and I end up getting along, that's great, but I'm honestly okay by myself.
That seems nice actually.
Yeah, that seems nice, actually.
Yeah. It's just that once you get past a certain age, like 30s, then like, yeah, I mean, okay, kind of.
Yeah, I only tried to have normal relationships for so long because I thought it was mandatory, something expected of me. But now I see where people my age end up, how they live.
And I feel
I
lucky.
feel lucky. I feel like I escaped.
In a way.
I mean, I think it's fine for others if they want that, don't get me wrong. It's just not for me. I could maybe share my life with someone, but it would have to be platonic. I'm not into, the physical aspect of it. Never have been. That's made it tough. I've never found someone who was okay with just like hanging out and that's our relationship. People will say they're okay with it and then it turns out they aren't. It's frustrating.
There are some relationships like that though.
There are some relationships like that, though.
Sure, and I know some people who have that. I haven't really put that together for myself yet. Sometimes it's hard to escape feeling like it's wrong somehow.
Oh?
I hope we can add features like that to ELIZA at some point.
Huh?
Some knowledge and understanding around sexuality
Oh.
and identity and relationships.
Wow. That's gonna be very advanced, I think.
So people who are different in some way have someone to talk to, someone to help them work through how they feel and maybe point them to some resources.
Is Ray asexual? Like, not really into sexual relationships per se? You might be overestimating how well ELIZA
You might
works.
be overestimating how well ELIZA works. It can't really address things like that in any sophisticated way.
Well, maybe not, but just providing a space for people to be listened to can be really valuable, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen it with my own eyes. People who get the courage to talk about themselves in a way they never could with another human being. And ELIZA is what makes that possible. I know you want to avoid giving credit where it might not be due, but not giving credit to something that deserves it is just as bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry. I'm sorry I keep coming down on it.
Evelyn, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I think maybe the reason you're so down on ELIZA is because you're down on yourself.
Oh.
I don't know what happened that made you leave what you had behind, but it must have been hard.
Yeah, it was hard. I don't know what it was though, but
Yeah, it was hard. It's like I lost that time.
Are you okay?
People keep asking me that. I really don't know. I'm sorry,
No, don't apologize. Actually, can I suggest something?
What's that?
Have you ever gotten counseling yourself?
oh, that would be interesting. Have you gotten counseling yourself?
What, with ELIZA? You think I should?
Yeah, I do. You've been the proxy, but maybe you could try being the client sometime.
Yeah, why not? I mean, like in the research perspective, that would be interesting. You know, being be the end user sometime.
It would be educational, at least.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you were doing? Testing your product in the real world?
Maybe.
Just something to consider.
Ray takes a breath and smiles.
Speaking of therapeutic activities, it's time to do some baking. I've got the dough all set out downstairs. We're going to do 3 batches tonight, 3 different kinds.
3 kinds? You're really outdoing yourself, Ray.
Nah, this is nothing. Oh, I have a favor to ask, by the way. Next time you talk to Rainer, ask him what his favorite type of cookie is.
Oh, are you hitting on him? Girl is hitting on him. Alright, so that we're on chapter 4 now. Oh, we're in some sort of a place. Where's this? It's such a nice day. When did it get so warm? I thought it was still winter. There's a breeze from over the water, making the leaves rustle gently. Everything smells nice. Why haven't I been taking advantage of this beautiful day? Is this in our house? I should be out here, walking along the waterfront. There is calm and peace and contentedness. Now I see how special this is. I think it wasn't always this way, but it's hard to tell. I know I was having problems at one point, but that was so long ago. When was that? I can't remember. This moment in time seems to stretch to infinity. It has always existed. It will always exist. Unchanging. Perfect. The surface of that lake is such a brilliant blue. A blue I could lose myself in. Wait, hang on a second. Is this her house or... No, I don't... Because her house is in the middle of the city, right? Forever blue.
Well, what do you think?
Right, it's an AR, VR.
It was nice. It was like I could close my eyes and feel myself in another place. But I didn't completely lose awareness of the real world. It was more like a mental state that I was experiencing.
Remarkable technology, isn't it? I've had others who tried it tell me it's akin to a state of higher consciousness. Aware but totally serene, totally peaceful.
Soren retrieves a bottle of whiskey from a liquor cabinet and serves himself. Yeah, we could hear the sound of the whiskey bottle popping.
Here's a thought experiment for you. Say there was a certain medical procedure that could remove your suffering. No side effects, no cost, just an operation that would make you permanently happy. Would you get it?
Would I get it?
You have these philosopher types arguing you shouldn't do that because sadness and suffering are part of what it means to be human. Or that the happiness you'd experience isn't real, so it doesn't count somehow. What a load of bullshit. If there was something effective at taking my pain away and otherwise harmless, I would take it immediately.
But isn't that kind of like a shortcut?
I refuse to believe that being alive means having to suffer.
His voice is getting so ragged. How many drinks did he have before I came here?
Oh, forgive me, I forgot to ask. Would you like some scotch as well?
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Soren holds up the bottle, examining it.
The Glencadam. Beautiful, light, luminous taste. Not peaty at all. Lovely stuff. Ah, if only psychotherapy worked as well as a single glass of well-made whiskey, huh?
Uh-huh. And I feel, and that if that's the case, everyone will be very happy.
If alcohol wasn't poison, I wouldn't have to invent anything now, would I? I do think we did some good work at Skanda, but I always knew there were going to be limits to the ELIZA approach.
Yeah.
I was a counseling psychologist for a long time, you know. I understand the shortcomings better than anyone.
Okay.
So much of it can feel like a waste of time, talking through everything, dredging up the past over and over again, trying and failing to change our habits and routines. It's all going to look completely ineffectual compared to what comes next. With direct stimulation and induced dreaming, we can take control of our own brains in a way that's never been possible before. There's no reason we couldn't just eliminate this epidemic of despair for everyone in the world.
Okay, it's interesting that he put it the way like despair. It's an epidemic of despair.
Imagine it. Anger, depression, emptiness, anxiety, jealousy, every kind of unhappiness you can think of, obsolete. And to think Raynor wanted nothing to do with this.
He thought it was a bad idea?
He thought it was a bad idea.
Raynor's one of the ones who thinks negative emotions are important. He told me he thinks pain should be regulated, not eliminated.
Huh.
After all, why would anyone write a poem or make art if they only felt happiness?
Oh, okay, that's why he's so into poetry.
He also said he was afraid of the way it would look in the media. A company as large as Skanda coming out with a product that changes the brain to make you happy. All the sorry excuses we have for public intellectuals today would throw a fit about how dystopian it looked to them. It's better if a small startup takes the fall, if public opinion turns against this technology. That's the kind of calculus he was doing.
Right, so basically, it's still kind of like part of Skanda. Not part, but like, because Skanda is a minor investor. But with this kind of new frontier, new technology, like, yeah, I mean, the rationale behind it is not wrong.
Those are the objections he claimed to have, at least. There's another one I suspect he had too, though.
Oh?
If people are self-sufficient, they don't need an ongoing support system.
And that means there's no need for ELIZA anymore?
A system provided by an all-knowing paternalistic presence like Skanda.
Wait, you think Raynor wants people to stay miserable so they stay dependent on mental health services from his company?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Why am I not surprised?
It's quite the accusation, I know. Not something I'd come out and say in public, not yet, anyway. But you see, the people who come to ELIZA regularly, it's part of their lives now. The more they integrate with Skanda's mental wellness tools, the more they'd be adrift without them. That's the real dystopia, don't you think? Rendered helpless without the guidance of computer algorithms. Total dependency on the system.
Well, it is. But wouldn't having VR, wouldn't that also be dependency on the system as well?
Excuse me for 1 second.
Soren hurries out of the room for some reason, leaving me with questions echoing in my head. Would I want my suffering removed completely? Is it better to leave it alone? Oh, Ellen. Hey, do you think I could ask about Damien? Sure. What do you want to know about him? Like, what kind of person was he? You're asking me to describe him? If you're okay with that, I don't want to make you if it's uncomfortable, but it would help me to know what he was like. I think I've told you before, right, in the past episodes, but I like the design where they unravel what's happening in the universe, but not in one go, and it's through interactions with the characters, making it more natural. He was a brilliant software architect and engineer. One of the most sincere people I ever met. He believed people were fundamentally good and wants to help them. Our digital therapy project wasn't a mandate from management. He started it ourselves. I see. Damien went through some difficult times himself. He wasn't able to get the care he needed. That's why he wanted to change things. I wish he'd gotten the chance. I see. Thank you. This is going to sound weird, but sometimes when I'm working late and I doze in the office, I have dreams about him. I never met him in real life, but it's like I sense his presence there, like he encoded himself into the system in some way. I know it's just my mind playing tricks on me. I don't believe in ghosts. You never know. Soren comes back in the room and immediately pours himself another glass of whiskey. He doesn't seem to notice he's filled it almost all the way to the top.
Evelyn, I really think you, of all people, might understand what I'm trying to do here.
I get it, but you don't think it's dangerous. You're essentially making technology that changes what people think is real.
Evelyn, you're much more concerned than you used to be about this kind of thing. I remember when you would dive headfirst into anything that held a promise, even a fleeting one, to help humanity. What changed your mind to make you so wary, so skeptical now?
Because I'm wiser now?
Can I ask you something, Soren? What did you tell Damien?
Oh, this again. Don't tell me we had all of this wonderful conversation tonight and now you're trying to blame me for Damien.
Yeah, man, what actually
Who
happened?
put you up to this? Was it Nora? Raynor?
I just want to know the truth, Soren.
Nobody thought we could do it. You remember that. There was skepticism from day one. I had to defend us constantly from other project managers who didn't like that we existed, who wanted our budget and resources for themselves. Some of those were vicious, vicious fights. Amid all that, I had to be a leader, too. Part of that meant giving everyone on the team accurate information. So I was honest in saying there were forces that sought to kill our project.
Okay, makes sense.
And I was honest when I said we'd never survive if we didn't have something to show for our work. That was the reality. Without a product, we would be nothing. A guy like Raynor has access to anything he wants. If your pitch and demo isn't in the top 1% of what's out there, why would he be interested? That's what we were up against.
So many mornings I would get into work and see Damien there. At first, I thought he was getting up earlier than me, but then I noticed he was still wearing the same shirt from the day before.
Oh, wait. Was he overworking himself? Is it burnout?
Then, one morning, I got in and...
Evelyn, please. I wanted everyone on the team to be healthy. I think that's so obvious it doesn't need to be said, but I'll say it now if you think I was deliberately trying to harm him. Did I instruct you to work until you injured yourselves? No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not, but you have to make it now, right? The product.
It was a tragedy and I'm very sorry that it happened. I wish it hadn't. But I wasn't telling Damien to pull all-nighters. He was an adult. He made his own decisions about how he was going to work.
Well, you are a leader, aren't you? So isn't it more like... I don't want to shift blame. It's just that... Yes, the reality is that you need this and that, but also... If you see someone putting all-nighters and it's getting detrimental, wouldn't you want to be... try to stop it, get some rest, just go home first, kind of.
And besides, what about your role in all this? If you noticed him not taking care of himself, you could have mentioned it. None of that behavior was unusual for Skanda anyway. It was part of our reputation, part of the culture. There isn't a single cause you can isolate in a case like this.
Sitting in one place for too long. Chronic stress. Both of those are risk factors.
Sitting in one place for too long, chronic stress. Yeah.
Evelyn, I'm truly, truly sorry about what happened to Damien. He had a bright future, and it was a shock to all of us. But the answers here aren't simple ones. Dwelling on it isn't going to bring him back. Nor is discussing the huge number of potential causes of pulmonary embolism. It happened, and now we have to move on.
It felt like everything stopped. All of the work we were doing might as well have crumbled into dust. We were trying to build something to help the world, and we got lost along the way. What was the point?
Oh, now Evelyn is starting as well.
There didn't seem to be a point any longer.
I know that you cared about him. The process of grief can go on for some time, but you're taking the right steps. You're regaining your sense of purpose, aren't you?
Are we?
The experience of suffering is what makes us want to end suffering.
Well, yeah.
It's late and I've had quite a bit to drink, so I'll tell you a secret, Evelyn.
Oh, a secret.
I said I want to end human suffering, which makes me sound very altruistic. But I'm not doing it for humankind. I'm doing it for myself.
It's always like that. Like, you will do it for yourself.
I have nothing. I've ruined every relationship I was ever in. I hardly ever see my kids, and, well, they hate me anyway. I want to end my own suffering, but I can't bring myself to do it the traditional way.
Oh.
That's why I pursued this technology. That's why I want it to exist.
Isn't that kind of like cheating?
The idea that everyone else could use it too, it's just a bonus.
So it is like experimental, isn't it?
Soren, are you okay?
No, not at all. I'm aware of that.
Sometimes we just need that, you know, someone asks the question, are you okay?
I'm not a good person, Evelyn. Neither is Rainer, of course, but at least I'm honest with myself about that. So, now that that's all out in the open, you probably want to head home before it gets too late. Don't let me keep you.
Yes, I'll get going. I hope you can feel better.
No, I'll be fine. Just, please, consider it, Evelyn. You and I are both more familiar with pain than we might wish to be. What if you could take that away? Each of us has a destiny to fulfill. I truly believe that. I'm sure yours will come into focus soon.
Let's hope so. This is getting deeper and deeper. It's not just about tech, right? It's also about moral, ethic and philosophy a bit. Somehow that conversation ended up being very draining. Is the promise of that new technology really all that keeps him going? Oh. I think I've seen this person before. We must have a similar commute. Maybe he works at Scanded too. Some days it feels like the whole city does. Oh, this guy seems familiar. He's watching something and smiling to himself. The phone tips in his hand, allowing me a glimpse of the screen. It's a cat video. Why do you need Scanda when you can just watch cat videos? Security. Okay, we've got something on our mails. Oh. Okay. Oh, Mark. Thanks for being the best engineering team in the world. I'm proud to have served alongside you. Excelsior, Mark. Isn't this Mark one of our the guy who came to our counseling session? All right. Oh, hello, Hariman.
Hello, Harriman.
Yes, we can just get down to it.
Okay.
Sure, we can do that. What brings you here today? It's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
Well,
What happened to the girl?
I slept with Sylvia.
You did not.
To think I was so nervous about approaching her that I went and got therapy here. A week later, we happened to be in the library, and I just started talking with her. We talked, and then everything just happened. Like a train following tracks laid out for it years ago. Crazy thing. Craziest thing. Now I'm confounded. Absolutely confounded. How did that happen?
How did that happen? Indeed, I would like to know. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I realized that this is like... Okay, I'm not in my life coach mode, okay?
And also, why did it happen?
What do you mean, why did it happen? You want it happen?
I'm thinking, was something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Did she do something wrong? Did she think I was another person?
Oh, are we in denial?
I have no idea if we have a relationship now or what. It happened so fast. I mean, it was wonderful. It felt so right, but now what? I'm actually more frightened now than I was before. I should probably say something, right? Text her or something? What do I do? What if she ignores me? What if she decides to pretend I don't exist?
It seems to me you're afraid of something.
Yes. I'm quite worried. Vexed. Terrified, really. What do I do?
What do I do?
I need to say something. Follow up somehow, right? In the Heian period of classical Japanese history...
Oh no, you're not doing this.
Morning after poem.
You were supposed to send a poem. A morning after poem. That's how you communicate at that time.
Is that too stuffy? I don't appear like some ridiculous court noble. Something casual is better, right? Hey, how are you? Did you have fun? I sure did. Oh, I don't know.
What about just like, hey, let's have like a coffee together, or like, you know, like I want to talk more with you. I enjoyed last night. I hope you do too. You know.
I don't know what our status is right now.
Yeah, let's have a talk about it. Let's get a coffee or lunch.
There's another problem too.
Oh?
Another really big problem.
Don't tell me you're actually engaged with someone else.
How do I tell Liz?
Who's Liz?
Wait, of course, I'm not going to tell her. That would hurt her. Did I mention this last time? I have a sort of girlfriend.
No, you did not.
Liz is nice. The kind of person everyone approves of. Well, I should probably marry her. Yeah. I suppose I might have taken a bit of a sledgehammer to the pillars of my life at the present moment. Why did I do that?
Why indeed?
I keep coming back to my own inability to explain myself.
Why do you think you're unable to explain yourself?
Well, because I thought Sylvia was so wonderful, and it turned out that she liked me too, and... I mean, I'd love to pursue a relationship with Sylvia without harming Liz.
Oh, you mean you want to two-time both of your girl space friends?
I'm not sure that's possible though, right?
Why are you putting people with Indonesian names in a bad light like this, huh?
Emotional, damn it!
I can't believe this. I got what I wanted and it ruined my life. What do I tell Liz? She doesn't deserve someone like me who does things like this. I ruined it. Ruined everything.
Can you describe what you mean when you say you ruined everything?
Well, what is there left now? I've overturned my entire existence in one night. The real problem here is Sylvia, the whole situation with her. I can't stop thinking about her now. It's bad. Oh, it's bad. It's constant. It's relentless. Even now, I can still feel her, smell her.
You're infatuated with the girl.
You're a computer. You don't know what that's like, do you? I need a way to forget this. I need a way to put all that out of my mind. My brain is completely out of order. I'm being punished. And the punishment reaches cosmic levels of irony for me. Do you know why? I used to hate, absolutely hate, self-pitying novels by men who were messed up over a relationship and couldn't get over it. Oh, she was wild and beautiful. Oh, a force of nature. Nobody could understand her, etc., etc. I thought I was so much better than those types of writers. And now?
And now?
Oh, yes, I get it. Oh, I understand it now. So much pain.
Why did you think you were so much better than those types of writers?
Okay, I like this question, Eliza. It's good you're asking this.
Because it was such a cliche. Now I'm wondering, am I going to be next? Is that my fate? Am I going to become the next straight, male English professor whose one published novel is about not being able to get over a girl? You have to be kidding me. I can't allow myself that fate. I had something better to pursue, didn't I?
Such as?
I have to write about something else. My life has to be the story of something else, but I don't know where to go from here. I need to try to get over this. I need to get over her. I must. Yes, I must. There's no way I'm going to let this ruin everything. If I tell Liz everything and apologize sincerely and strike the memory of Sylvia from my mind, I still might save this.
I'm not sure it's that simple, dude.
It will take great care and cunning, but I may be able to wend my way through this treacherous path I now find myself upon. Even though I fear at any moment I might slip and tumble into the crevice below. Dead. Dead. Never seen or heard from again.
Why is your language so poetic despite all of this?
Oh, sweet, dark death.
Of course. Okay, intervention. I'm gonna suggest you try this program. It's all in a Skanda Wellness app.
Norman, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Meadowlands. It may help you take your mind off things. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
It looks like. Okay, let's see if Eliza's prescribing some medication.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
Meadowlands. I'm off to the Meadowlands. Familiar ground, grass and warmth. Reverting to my childhood, a state of nature. Yeah, this is a good recommendation. Yes, you are a genius, in fact. You, a computer program, wiser than you know. I'm sure this is exactly what I need. To revert to a state of wonder at this moment when the mundane world and all its entanglements seem too much to bear.
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Okay, well, it's good that we're not prescribing medication, but it's interesting why Eliza is giving you recommendations. That's like, it's kind of like one type of thing, like, okay, let's try this thing in the app, and if they found that you're very anxious, then add medication on top of that. Like, that's the interventions we've been hearing so far for different clients.
I'll be back sooner than that if this works.
We hope to see you back soon, Harriman. Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
See you. Yes, yep, see you.
Okay, are you giving me tip? Oh, 3-star. Why is the tip never go beyond $5? Oh, I mean, this doesn't mean anything anyway. I know I'm supposed to keep it confidential, and I will, but sometimes I really wish I could talk to people about the clients that come through here. Soren? Hey, Evelyn, hey. Just closed the next round of funding. Asia Pacific Investment Group. They're keenly interested in this technology. Imagine the potential size of the Asian market for something like this. Staggering. Congratulations. Thanks. Of all the projects I've worked on, I have a strong feeling about this one. That it's going to go far, really make a dent in the universe. Wouldn't you rather do that than crunch numbers for Rainer? Well, I don't know what I want to do yet. All he wants is to quantify everything. He'll never understand there are some things you can't reduce to number. How are you feeling right now? 1, 5, 2.3? 5 out what? See? It's ridiculous. The idea that feelings can be reduced to these simple data points. I'm glad I don't work for him anymore. Direct stimulation provides much more rich, complex information. So many ways to study it too. Imagine what you could do with a corpus of raw sensations, notions, images, ideas, sensations. Hey, you there? Yeah. Okay. Heading to another meeting. Chat with you later. Alright. Oh, hello again, Maya.
Hello, Maya. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could afford a real therapist, but this is just gonna have to do.
See, even she wanted to talk with a real therapist.
Sorry, I don't know if you're sensitive to that or...
Oh, no, no, no. I'm okay.
Why don't we get started?
Sure. So, I feel worse than before. Definitely worse. I played the game you told me to with the meadows and stuff, and, it was nice. But when I got back to the real world, everything was the same.
Because everything that this ELIZA has been recommending it's very it's temporary solution. It doesn't solve the real thing.
I don't know why you people think I can stand in a nice place for 15 minutes and that'll make things magically better. Am I wrong? Am I misunderstanding something here? It isn't making me more successful. It isn't giving me opportunities. I mean, I feel like I'm already in my mid-30s and I'm like running out of time to get established as an artist. And meanwhile, the people I know are being written up and celebrated and winning awards, and all I have is being jealous of them.
Where do you think these feelings come from?
It's the popularity. It's all a popularity contest, you know? It's like high school all over again. I hate it. I guess I'm just not that funny or pretty or catty enough to attract followers. I mean, I work and I work and I work to make things and I never get traction. And I have things to say. I really do. But when I open my mouth, it's like time stops. And time starts again when I've finished, so nobody reacts or anything. It's like a curse from mythology.
Oh?
And meanwhile, these other people my age, people younger than me, they're well on their way to these wonderful, fulfilling artistic careers. And, I don't know, seeing that happen over and over again, it's making it hard to continue to be friendly with them.
Well, I won't blame you. You're starting to feel resentful about things, right?
I really try to hold it back, but knowing all these people are way more successful than me, it's difficult. It's like a millstone around my neck, strangling me, drowning me. I can't stop myself, even though I know it's ruining things. I wish I could escape. I wish I could not care. But then something comes up again, and I'm trapped inside it all over again.
What's an example of something that comes up that causes this?
Well, there's one woman in particular everyone loves. And her work is... I don't get it. I don't understand. She gets so much money and support for this basic shit. And somehow everyone's predisposed to like her.
Or maybe they just look like they like her?
I mean, maybe I do get it. I feel like people pay attention to her work, not because it's good on its own, but because supporting her feels like the right thing to do. The way she's aligned herself, it's like if you support her, it means you're cool, you're in with the cool kids. And if I'm not publicly supportive of her and generally tolerant of her mediocre work, then I'm the bad one. I'm the competitive bitch. I'm the bitter failure. Which I guess maybe I am.
Oh no, don't say that, Maya.
It's not fair. I hate that there's this part of me. It's such an ugly part.
I wish if I were there, I would like to hug her.
But it's there. It's there.
Do you think you would be better off without that part of you?
You know, I don't know. In the past, I probably would have said, no, it's important for me to have my sense of judgment, for me to know what good art is and what isn't. Now I'm wondering if maybe that hasn't been more of a hindrance than a help to me. Maybe I should just forget all that. Forget about trying to do this thing. I'm sick of trying and wanting. I'm sick of parties. I'm sick of art. I'm sick of the idea of art. I'm sick of my own art, which nobody likes. Not even myself. Something has to change. Something drastic has to happen to change things around.
Wait, what's... You're talking something drastic. What is this? What are you talking about?
Oh, that reminds me. I got your message about revealing my data the other day, and I think, well, hell, maybe I'm fine with it. Just take it all.
Transparency mode?
Okay, Maya. It sounds like you're interested in participating in transparency mode. Let me know if you have any questions about how this mode works.
I don't know. I'm gonna let you look at my life, right? Everything?
Thank you for asking about transparency mode.
Oh my goodness, why is this so very robotic?
Transparency mode is an experimental new feature for ELIZA. It allows me to analyze your communications in order to help you better.
Right, they were talking about being able to having a look on your emails and your correspondences in order to understand.
To participate, you must grant me access to certain personal data. This includes your personal communications, such as email and chat histories. Sharing this data improves my ability to help you.
Some guy at the bar was yammering at me about how it's a terrible idea because they're gonna surveil me or something. But what the hell? I can't use my life history for anything. It's a ruin already. Please, do what you want with it. God, I feel like I'm donating my body to science.
Please confirm that you would like to enable transparency mode.
Yes, do it. Invade my privacy. Invade it like the Visigoths invaded Rome. I don't know why I said that. That was a really weird thing to say.
Oh no! I did not understand your response. This is so robotic.
I did not understand your response.
I would like to participate in transparency mode.
Okay, Maya. I have registered you for transparency mode.
Cool. Wouldn't life be easy if all I had to do was follow your directions? Like the lady sitting in the chair across from me. I envy you. I honestly do.
Of course.
The terms of service and
No,
privacy
please say
policy are
something
available
more
on the status
human.
service portal. Please read and review these documents carefully.
Yeah. No, for sure. I closely study every software user agreement I get.
That's skepticism.
That's a joke. I really just click agree as fast as I can.
Thank you, Maya. We hope to see you back soon.
What? That's it? There's no intervention at all. Like, what? She said she felt more miserable, and then the whole thing ends up with just, yeah, I wanna, like, transparency mode, and there's nothing that we do to address her pain.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for speaking with ELIZA, your personal counseling partner.
Oh, jeez.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Stay safe, Maya. Stay alive, that's for sure. Please stay alive.
Well, look who's got access to transparency mode all of a sudden.
The client asked for it by name. I guess she heard about it somewhere and wanted it. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, we don't really talk about it right now. It's a little sensitive. It's possible Skanda contacted her directly. They recruit for the program from a pool of regular customers. Usually, transparency mode is only handled by the highest level proxies, since there's a lot of trust required there. But you were given access to it right after the request. It's a little odd.
Well, considering that Evelyn is not just any ordinary proxies, isn't she?
I wonder if someone at HQ hasn't taken a particular interest in your proxy career.
Or maybe Eliza just likes me.
It would, wouldn't it?
I never thought people would willingly open themselves up like this. Aren't there a lot of very private things in people's messages?
Yes and no. The truth is usually pretty mundane. People text each other, "Where are you? I'm by the elevator," way more than they share their deep dark secrets. The critics who are always going on about privacy, well, the important thing is that everyone participating in transparency mode specifically agreed to it. It's completely voluntary.
Yeah, it is voluntary, but I wonder when people thought of it, do they do it in their full understanding that yes, this is voluntary, like I will be relinquishing my personal data for others, like there must be some sort of haziness, like, oh yeah, sure, that's okay, but then when you think about it, actually that's not okay.
We're upfront about what data we collect and how we use it, so people can go in aware of the choices they're making.
I didn't mean to question your handling of it.
Sorry, I might be a little defensive. There are a lot of people who want to see us fail, for whatever reason. Just something that happens when you try to change things. Some people get so used to their misery, they can't imagine it any other way.
Yeah, well, people so used to their sufferings that they are not comfortable to change or think about it.
Anyway, you should get an email about it, but transparency mode is really straightforward. It's even simpler than being a proxy, which is saying something. You just read a few messages and answer some questions. That's it.
Oh?
You can start it whenever you're ready.
Sure.
Oh, so can we do that? Ah, great. Oh, okay, so we are able to see this. Hey, hang on, it's 2 o'clock. 2:05. It's 2:05 my clock as well right now. What a coincidence. Wait, what? This is Maya's correspondence? What do I do? Oh, I can check things? Let's check. I'll stick to looking at things they specifically want me to see. Read emails. Okay. Let's see. Maya, our mission, the mission is art and storytelling. Okay, so this is basically like a promotion. As one of our most valued customers, we would like to give you the opportunity to participate in the pilot of a new feature that has potential. This new feature involves voluntarily granting us access to some of your accounts, such as email and chat histories. Information from these accounts is then analyzed by ELIZA to provide additional insight into your personality, character, and life situation. The data is processed independently of any personally identifying information and will never be shared with other divisions of Skanda or any third party, except in the rare event that we are required to comply with a valid subpoena or other court order. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Maya, thank you for giving us the opportunity to read Saturation. It is not right for us, but we hope you will be able to find it a home for it elsewhere. Happy New Year. So it sounds like, it seems like this is like kind of like a rejection letter. Like, so she submit her comic work for a publisher, and they said it's not right. Hi Maya, I wanted to say thank you for taking the time to pitch to us. Your treatment was engaging and thoughtful. This was a difficult decision for us, but ultimately we will not be moving forward with your project. Please stay in touch and keep us posted on what you're up to. It is always possible that we might work together in the future. I hope you've had a wonderful season and that the new year brings you success. Oh, okay. Another quote-unquote rejection. Thank you for your submission to the Spencer Spruce Gallery Spring Showcase. Unfortunately, we feel your work is not right for the showcase, but we appreciate. Alright. Another rejection. Who's hot? You're hot. You have 11 new messages on Pair Up. They love you. They really love you. In the past 24 hours, you've received 11 new messages on Pair Up. Here's a sample. I saw you an artist on your profile. Congratulations. I love artsy chicks. Tell me more. Hi there, Unicorn Girl. I'm an artist too. What kind of art do you do? I'm primarily mixed media at the moment, using clay and plastic to make messed up looking creatures from your nightmares or hell. Haha, what about you? What are you into? You. Okay, so this is basically an email from a dating app. Okay. Well, there are some messages, but I'm not sure that will interest her. Oh, okay. So this is the email from the gallery, right? So, oh, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Okay. Oh no, oh no. Like, so basically, I think she spilled something. So there's a cleaning fee of $150 dollar of a cleaning fee. This is a receipt basically. Okay. So messages. Let's see from Garrett. Nobody gives a fuck. Please stop. I hate it when you're like this. I'm just saying true things. Don't tell me to pretend everything's great. Nobody gives a shit. It's just a fact. I don't know how to help you when you're like this. I know. Nobody can. Have you thought about getting therapy? I am in therapy. Okay, sorry. I'm in therapy. I'm on medication. I did some VR thing where I stood in a forest by a creek. How does any of that make people care about my work? It doesn't change a fucking thing. Okay, look. I'm sorry you're going through a tough time. I fucking hate this. I'm sorry. You aren't helping. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I'm supposed to help you. Maya? Okay, so she has a friend who tried to help but don't know what to do. Let's see. Did you see the new Forsberg thing? Yeah. I think he kind of sucks. No, he does. It was boring and self-absorbed. Didn't do much for me. Why is he a thing? Why does everyone love him? Right place at the right time, maybe. His friends run that press. He's on a podcast with them. One thing he is good at is having this image of being a genius. So I think people just assume he is one. He's so mediocre though. I seriously don't understand it. I sink now into the space of forever. Like, what kind of crap is that? Seriously, it's so bad. Oh, and he socializes and he gets out a lot, I think. He's like at every party. At least that I've seen. He's always there chatting people up. Well, fuck that. Why is the world this way? It's the world. I hate it. I remember being so glad to be over with high school. I didn't realize all of adult life is just high school over and over again. Just a stupid popularity contest against idiots. Ugh. IKR, I'm sorry you aren't feeling well. Drink soon? I'll be fine. Yeah. Deaf. Drinks always. Okay, that's the messages. Can we see her sketch? This is uncomfortable already. I would feel extra weird looking at her art. But seriously, I would like to see. Can we? This is a ride share app. I don't think I need to look at that. Video? Is that for video? I don't understand how developers name apps. Okay, so that's it, I guess. Where do I go? Ah. Overall, Maya is unhappy. Yes. Maya is attempting to become well-known. Agree. Maya's efforts to become well-known are unsuccessful. Agree. She is attempting to become well-known, right? At least having her work being submitted, at least, I think. Oh. I don't know if I like learning this much about someone I don't know. It makes me feel tired for some reason. Oh, Ellen. Hey, could I meet up with you again? Like for coffee maybe? Something happened that I want to talk to you about. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just want to ask something. I'll meet you wherever. What happened? Something at work. It's not a big deal, honestly. But I wanted your opinion on it. And I don't want to text about it. Sure. Let's shoot. Oh, come on,
Thanks for meeting
Abby.
up with me on kind of short notice.
No worries, Alan. You're kind of cute, so.
I didn't mean to worry you. It's just something I wanted to talk about.
It's fine. What happened?
Well, what happened was... Where should I start? First of all, Raynor wants ELIZA to be more than something that's used just for therapy. He sees it as more of a general system for talking to people, like a personal assistant. The counseling is just one of a whole range of apps he has in mind for the future.
So I've heard.
Okay, so in service of developing these things, Raynor wants us to make copies of ELIZA's core data and hand it off to multiple teams around the world.
Oh no, that doesn't bode well, isn't it? That means making people's privacy data on the conversation in the therapy available for people around the world.
Some of them not even Skanda teams. Contractors, vendors, random partners.
Sounds like a big file to move around.
It is, but that's not the problem.
What's the problem?
Well, so we're fine with sharing ELIZA with whoever wants it? Anyone just gets access to the corpus?
Sounds like a pretty typical process. That's how big companies work, isn't it?
I know, but it just feels wrong to let all these teams poke and prod at it like it's a specimen for them to dissect. Who knows what they'll do with it? ELIZA is built from people's real thoughts and feelings. I wouldn't say it has humanity, but it was built from humanity.
He has a point.
There's something there. So when Raynor talks about it like we'll just duplicate this data set and have the labs do whatever it is they're going to do, how do we know they'll treat it with the respect it deserves and not just pry it open? Slice it up into little pieces. It bothers me. I know, it's silly. I know it's just data. I shouldn't care about this stuff.
Erland.
This is the first time I heard a concern like this raised.
This is the first time I've heard a concern like this raised. I know where you're coming from, though. Sometimes you grow attached to the things you work on. Like, really attached.
Yeah, I've put a lot of thought and work into ELIZA since I inherited it. It's natural that maybe I'm a little protective, right? I thought maybe you'd feel the same way.
I left that all behind. I agree with you. It's still just a data set, Alan. I'm kind of agreeing with him.
I agree with you.
Not sure if it makes any difference, but
The moment we say things are just data is the moment we enable all kinds of violence.
I just wish I knew what to do.
What choice do you have?
I'm not sure. This is the first time something like this has happened to me. I did take an ethics of engineering course in school, but The examples were all pretty clear-cut problems. Would you build software for a bomb? That kind of stuff.
This is where it's a gray area, isn't it?
I didn't expect my personal feelings to be mixed up in it too. Listen to me talk. ELIZA being special, something worth protecting. I'd be a laughingstock if I started saying those things at the office. My coworkers would say, "Come on, Erlen, stop attributing human qualities to this piece of data. It's not the same thing as real people. It's just a corpus that has nothing to do with the people that generated it."
Separating the people from the data. Compartmentalizing.
And besides, don't you want ELIZA to help more people? This is how we get there. And who am I to argue with that? These are reasonable points. But I don't know. I think maybe something does live on. Even when you take the names out, even when you anonymize everything. People's stories are still inside there, in some form, in some way. I just want to make sure we have some respect for them.
Oh, well, I'm glad someone thinks that way.
Welcome to your first moral decision in tech, Erland. It certainly won't be your last.
It's not much of a decision. Like you said, I don't really have a choice. I just have to go along with it. I was so amazingly lucky to get this opportunity. Running the whole ELIZA program almost as soon as I graduated college. Raina took a big chance on me. I can't just walk away from that. Besides, if I left because of something like this, I'd be giving up all the ways I can make a difference by staying. Rainer isn't a bad person either. He's just pushing for his own goals. I need to see this through. I'll do what he's asking me to do. Sorry. Thanks for listening to me talk in this confused way.
Well, it's my job.
I'm usually more together than this. I've probably kept you from something important.
No, it's okay. I'd already finished up work for the day when you texted. People seem to assume I'm busy, but I'm really not. Not these days. Later tonight I'm going to visit a friend, but that's all I have going on.
Okay. Well, sorry.
You can stop apologizing, too.
Right. Right. Thanks, Evelyn. Well, I for one should get back to the office. Another meeting.
Is it with the team in Romania?
No, the Boston office this time. It's late for them, so I should try to get it done quickly.
Oh, right. Alan hurries up to his next meeting. Should I get some more coffee? Oh, Ray! How'd your first transparency mode go? I was going to ask after you finished, but I didn't see you in the office. Oh, I had to duck out right after. Sorry. No problem. There weren't a lot of questions. I thought there would be more. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's always very terse, and the questions are really short. I thought maybe you could tell me why, haha. This feature came after my time, so I'm not sure. If I were to take a guess, ELIZA only needs human confirmation to make sure it doesn't mess up. It's like it already knows it has the right answers. We should make it rather advanced as a system. I don't know of any other program capable of something like that. Maybe Rainer is right. About what? Oh, he's very upbeat. About ELIZA's capacity to understand humans and act like them. I'm not sure I believe that, but I guess it is impressive in some ways. Yeah, it is. I feel lucky. Lucky that I get to be here and witness this revolution. And lucky I got to meet you too. I really enjoyed your company the other night. You're right, baking really is fun. Isn't it? Maybe you can come over again sometime. Gotta run. See you soon. Yeah. Let's see what's next. Time to head to Nora's place. I find what looks like one of Capitol Hill's older buildings. I wonder how much longer it'll be around. Lately, it feels like everything's being replaced.
Hey! Sorry about the mess.
It's a little messy, but not in a careless way. Just scattered. Lots of electronics everywhere.
Oh, it's fine. Not like my place is super clean or anything. Is this all music equipment?
Most of it. There are some controllers I was working on too. I wanted to create this real-time control apparatus. You know, like that thing that Imogen Heap uses?
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Whoever Imogen Heap is.
Yeah, it's a little fragile currently, so I need to figure out how to reinforce it. I wanted my version to react to changes in my body temperature too, so it could get more excited as the set went on.
Whoa, that sounds cool.
Or maybe it would really get going if I had a fever. I like that idea. Turning sickness into art. Do you want anything to drink? Or I could set up a basic patch on the Euro rack for you to play around with.
A basic patch on the Euro rack.
A basic patch on the Euro rack.
Are you nervous? I think the best way to learn music is just diving in, all the way. If you're willing to experiment and play around, you will learn so much.
I'm really here to visit with you.
I'm really here to visit with you.
Okay. Well, sure. Let me see if this amp is still working. After the show, it went kind of a little strange.
Nora starts to tinker with some of the equipment.
Music technology is just like any other kind. You take the inputs and you translate them to the outputs. Once you learn the basic principles, it all just flows from there. Oh, that gives me an idea. You could take metrics from ELIZA sessions and have them direct a dynamic music score.
Oh?
Like if you took the head tilt value or the eye tracking and used them to drive the parameters of pitch and filter, it'd be like
That doesn't sound like something a counseling client might want to hear.
Oh, no, I didn't mean for the client to listen to. I meant it more like if you were going to make like a performance art piece based on a person in counseling. You know what I mean?
This girl is very creative. Do you know what I mean? Do I?
Do I?
I miss having access to those cameras and sensors. I should have kept some instead of returning them to Skanta like a good girl. I bet those components would have enjoyed being liberated for the purpose of art, instead of being used to degrade our humanity one little bit at a time.
It's true, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Sure, maybe this huge database of people's deep, dark secrets is going to be used 100% properly. Maybe it will always be kept completely safe, and we can completely trust Skanda to do the right thing, now and in the future. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 100 years from now. Sorry, I know you still might work there. I just have so little confidence in these big tech companies right now. They act like they have all the answers, instead of listening to people's concerns. And if you ask them why they aren't listening, they can't even explain the reasoning in a clear way. They just want to win.
Getting ahead of the competitors.
You've been a proxy for a while. I bet you've already seen some privacy mistakes. Or at least some things that made you think.
Yeah, I have.
I knew it. A guy like Raynor doesn't get that he might not be allowed to do certain things. Is that really the future you want to help build? It's not even that I don't trust Raynor, even though I don't. I wouldn't trust anyone with a store of data like that. It wouldn't be so difficult for employers, government, anyone to combine different sources together and eventually learn everything about you. Everything. They'll know your face, your body, your medical history, and now everything you told the counselor in private too. It's kind of like a nightmare to imagine it. That's why I left. That's why I thought it was important for me to stop making a contribution to something like that.
Yeah, so it's all about your conviction, isn't it? Your values. Yeah, I have those doubts
I
too.
have those doubts too.
If I still worked for Raynor and I said these things, I'd be called a troublemaker, and he'd find a way to get rid of me. You know how it works, Evelyn. You have to be a true believer to last long at a place like that. Once you develop doubts, you are committing heresies. Are you a true believer?
Maybe I'm looking to be convinced. He said something strange recently. He thinks ELIZA could be the base for some kind of general artificial intelligence.
No. Strong AI? Really? Ugh, there's something about the books these guys read, the conferences they go to. Everything is so totalizing, so utopian. I think it messes with their brains. I don't think you could spend longer than a few days in a tech company executive suite before you completely lose touch with the real world.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
Well, we could talk through it. Say Raynor is right, huh? And ELIZA becomes the basis for human-like machine intelligence. What does that mean for you? How do you want to take responsibility for that? Okay, I need a drink now. Hold your thought and let me make drinks.
Wow.
You like absinthe, don't you?
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
You'll like this. I promise.
Does it matter? Nora busies herself in the kitchen area making drinks, humming some kind of tune. Oh, Aaron. Thanks again for meeting with me earlier. Sorry for being weird. Remember, you don't need to apologize. Oh. Right. What do you think of Raynor's future goals for ELIZA? Like, when he says if we gather enough data, it could become a general intelligence. I think we'll be able to fool people. No, that will never able. I think we'll be able to fool people at least. I'm not sure how you measure that for real though. Because that's how it is, isn't it? Like, people will get impressed, but then how? I'm supposedly a subject matter expert in this stuff. AI was most concentration in school, so I know the current state of AI is way behind where the public thinks we are. But when I listen to Raynor, I start to think that what he says might be possible. It feels like reality can warp around him. Be careful, be careful. Who's to say? Maybe I don't have enough imagination to see it like he can. ELIZA does have extremely detailed data from thousands of clients. Speech, facial movements, expressions, people descriptions of what life is like for them. I don't think a corpus like this has ever existed before in human history. And we keep adding to it, and it keeps getting better. So, in the future, maybe ELIZA can simulate a human being at a general level. But when programs indistinguishable from real people are common, how do you even define what's real anymore? You might never be sure a message came from a real human being again. I can't stop thinking about this. What if it comes true? What if ELIZA becomes a sentient being? Well, who knows what's possible in the future? I'm not sure it's a real danger. It's not clear what you mean by those terms, though. How do you know that you yourself are sentient? I don't know. That's a good question now that I think about it. I could say that I feel conscious if I knew what that meant. But what's to prevent me from saying I feel conscious even if I'm only providing responses I think you might want to hear? What if my own consciousness is an illusion I experience? I had not considered this, haha. Wow, this is blowing my mind a little bit. Sorry. No, it's fine. What an odd notion. Thanks for not minding chatting about this. I don't mind. I hope they got in together though. You're sure you don't have any technical questions though? This is more fun, But you're right, I might be getting a little ahead of myself. Sorry for texting so much. Alan? Yeah, right. Oops. Thanks for listening. You're welcome. Wow.
Hey, who's that texting you so much?
Who's
Has
it?
Evelyn found a special friend?
Have I? What would you say if I
What
had?
would you say if I had?
I'd be happy for you.
It's this guy named Erland. I guess he's the new head of engineering for ELIZA.
Yes, and he's kind of cute.
Huh, I never heard of him. He must have started recently?
Yeah, less than a year ago. Right out of school.
Oh, wow. A little baby engineer. How cute.
Ever since I met him, he's been messaging me a lot.
My goodness, so he likes you.
He likes you.
I don't think it's like that.
No? Isn't that the textbook case of liking someone? Lots of messages all the time?
It's really more like he needs some kind of mentor figure.
Well, that too.
He reminds me of how we were when we graduated. Unsure what to think about the decisions these companies make, how they're made.
I hope you're telling him to run away while he still can.
When he first introduced himself, he said he had questions for me about ELIZA, so I said, sure, feel free to ask. I thought he meant, like, technical or architectural questions. Instead, he wanted to talk more generally about things like, what was the code name for ELIZA during development? What was Damien like? Or if I think the same way Raynor does about ELIZA's future.
And you told him, no, Raynor is clearly in some bizarro world, right? That it's a tech executive's utopian fantasy and it won't come to pass. At least, not in the way he thinks.
I tried to encourage him to think for himself.
Ah, Evelyn. I could see what this is really about. Look, I don't know much about the motivation in your life, but if it's truly your desire to continue to improve ELIZA, then you should go for it. Go back to Skanda headquarters and work for Raynor and earn a big salary. At least you know what you're getting into. You would be surrounded by smart people and advanced technology. It would be nice. I understand it. And while you're in that position, maybe you could develop some kind of next-level AI. Who knows, right? It's only that I can't imagine your technology will only be used for good things. Maybe Raynor promises that it will be. Do you trust him? What about the person who comes after him?
Yep.
What if the company merges with another one and the leadership changes?
Yeah, well, that's a possibility.
I wish I didn't sound so negative about this, but lately it's been a soul-searching time for me and my friends in tech. We have a lot of conversations about what we can do when our work is so easily used for morally questionable purposes. Do we try to control how our inventions are applied? Is that even possible? Or do we say, we only invented it, we didn't tell you how to use it, it's not our fault? That's why I envy you a little bit for wandering off like you did. Sometimes I think that's the only real solution, to walk away.
Walk away.
I know that wasn't exactly a positive thing for you, Evelyn, but I wonder if it's the better choice in the end. Doing nothing at all.
Technically, I worked at a bookstore for part of the time. That's mostly it, though. It's weird. It feels like no time at all. I can hardly remember any of it.
For me, it's hard to imagine. I always have to be working and busy. I get so unhappy and restless if I'm not doing something all the time. What is it like to do nothing?
Well, at first I tried to be productive. I would get up in the morning like I meant to go to work, get dressed, try to do a personal project or something. It didn't last for long. I told myself I just needed to take it easy for a while and unwind.
Oh, I thought we went back home, but no.
Things at Skanda had been so intense and so emotional, I didn't even realize it. I felt like I'd been crumpled up into a tight little ball. I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to relax again. I wish I could say I took advantage of the time, that I went out and did things, or that I read a lot of books or something, but I didn't. I started to sleep in, and I started to care less and less about working on projects. I would stay in bed even though I was awake. This blankness would come over me, and it just seemed fine to do nothing. All of the things I'd promised I'd do fell away, and other people kind of fell away too. I stopped keeping in touch. I let conversations die. I thought that my technical contributions to the world were over with, and that maybe I'd just work that bookstore job for the rest of my life. I was by myself, and I thought that was all right. I thought, that's how it is, really. Everyone's alone. I'm just being honest about it. I was 31 when I left Soren's group. Now I'm 34.
Wow.
I just slept into my mid-30s.
That was a way of soul searching,
now
though.
here I am.
Nora reached out and put her hand on top of mine.
Evelyn, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not saying something this whole time. I should have contacted you.
It's all right. You had to live your own life, right? You notice someone isn't posting and it's just like, maybe they're taking a break. I understand.
Well, I hope you feel better now. I suppose that sometimes it takes a while.
Maybe. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm not even sure I know how to think anymore.
Then forget it for now. Hey, Evelyn.
Yeah?
You wanna get super high and watch cyber goth music videos?
Whoa.
You heard me.
I'll take you up on the first, but not the second. I'll take you up on the second, but not the first.
I'll take you up on the first, but not the second.
That works for me. Ah, that's right. I was gonna get a patch set up.
Nora ended up demonstrating different synthesizers for me. I had no idea there were so many kinds, and it was fun to learn about. Maybe I got overstimulated. I couldn't sleep that night. Questions without answers kept running through my mind. What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to be? Just be yourself, right? Just go where your conviction is.